Wolverhampton Wanderers just doesn't sound like a team that would be home to some of the best Portuguese talents in football, but it just is. Porto, Benfica, nah, forget them because Wolves is the place to be. The video that started this rebuild challenge series for the channel, we're back again in the Midlands for FIFA 20, conducting a Portuguese influx of talent to glory. With the backing of super agent Jose Mendes and the base of Portuguese stars we already have to work with at the club, we're in for another classic jam-packed rebuild here at the Molineux. So the main rules and objectives of the Wolves Portugal Rebuild Challenge are: number 1, the starting 11 must all be Portuguese, no ifs, ands or buts. Number 2, we must sell all non-Portuguese players at the club in the transfer window. Number 3, in terms of silverware, winning the Premier League, a domestic cup competition, and of course the most important, the Champions League, in which we will play the final. And number 4, all in the space of a strict 5-season time limit. Without further ado, strap yourselves in because we are ready for liftoff. If you're looking to keep up to date with all the latest scores, news, transfers, and everything the footballing world has to offer, make sure to check out OneFootball. It's available on both iOS and Android. It allows you to follow your favorite teams, your favorite players, and so much more. The download link is in the description, so make sure to give it a go. It's completely free. It is a must-have app for every football fanatic. And here we are in Season 1, just like last year, we have Jose Mourinho at the helm again. Yes, I know he's just gone to Tottenham in real life, so it's slightly unrealistic, but we're in a parallel universe here. We can do what we want in career mode, so the special one will be at the wheel here at Wolves. And of course, in Season 1, unlike last year, we have some European football here in the Midlands as Wolves gets drawn into a Europa League group. The stakes are a lot higher, the circumstances are a bit different for the group. We have Besiktas, SC Braga, and Miran in our Europa League. Here is the current situation at the club at the moment. Like I said, Wolverhampton, they got a lot of Portuguese talent on their hands. We're going to start off in midfield. The centre forward / cam role is Diego Jota. Alongside Jose Mourinho, he'll be joined up by Ruben Neves in midfield, in that 3-man midfield, and then the left back Vinagre, and also in the starting 11 will be Rui Patricio. Our bench is pretty thin, not too much quality, but the depth is there. The Portuguese invasion is immense, it is coming, it's on the way, and Jose has £95 million at his disposal this summer transfer window. There's going to be departures, there's going to be arrivals, but I can guarantee you it's going to be another hectic transfer window. And all the players that are not Portuguese, you guessed it, that's right, we've put them onto the transfer list, just so that we can bait a few more clubs into buying them. Nothing personal, it's just business, boys. And hey, you know what? We've got 2 Portuguese stars out on loan. They're going to help us in Season 1. It is Helder Costa, who's out on loan at Leeds United. We're going to take him back for $500,000. And then Ivan Cavallero, who is out on loan at Fulham. I know they're not the best quality players, but they're going to fill that quota for Season 1. It's going to allow us to have a bit more freedom, and we can spend on a few more star players so that we can fill up the bench and reserves with Portuguese stars. The Portuguese invasion is imminent, so if you go on to enjoy the video, make sure to slap it a like down below, hit subscribe, and turn on those notifications if you want to keep up with all the FIFA 20 content coming to the channel. We're aiming to hit 50k subs before the end of the year. I got no idea if we can do it or not. Just hit subscribe and we'll see if we can do it or not. Follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description, and also comment down below what club and what nation should be next in the rebuilding challenge series. And Jose is looking rather dapper. He's looking rather sharp, if you ask me. He looks like a man on a mission to bring Wolves and Portugal back to glory. So let's go ahead and do it. Jose's at the wheel. Now that is all out the way right now, I think it's time to get into it. The transfer window commences. This is going to be an insane summer, and Jose Mourinho is going to let loose. So the first player to arrive here at the Jose Mourinho era here at Wolves will be Ricardo Pereira. The Portuguese right back will arrive, and he will be our first major improvement in the defense. We're weakening a fellow Premier League side, Leicester City. He's going to be an 100% starter for us, and we swapped him with Johnny plus £25 million on top of that. So welcome to the club, Ricardo Pereira. And we've only gone ahead and ripped the heart and soul out of that Benfica backline. We pick up 2 of their centre backs. It was an area which we needed much improvement. It is Fedo coming in first for £20.8 million, a flat transfer fee for the 22-year-old. And of course, two in quick succession for £16.5 million, swapping Willy Bolly as well. He's going the other way to Benfica. We've given them a bit of compensation, but it is Ruben Diaz to join our ranks here. Welcome to the Premier League, lads. We're going to have a good time developing that back line. So here lies the first player departure at the club. It will be Ryan Bennett, the 29-year-old centre-back. He is English. He's moving on to Everton for £3.35 million. A loyal servant to the club, but he is out the door. And finally, we move up the pitch to more of an attacking acquisition. It is going to be Goncalo Guedes, arriving from Valencia. The new number 19 is actually a left midfielder, however, can play at striker, and that is definitely where we'll be deploying him this season for £38.3 million. We got him on a bit of a cheaper deal. He had an expensive release clause, but the 22-year-old will be starting, leading the line for us this season. So welcome to the Portuguese invasion here in the Premier League, Goncalo Guedes. And here we have our second player departure. It's another Englishman. It's another centre-back. However, it's the club captain, Connor Cody. He is moving over to Watford for £11.1 million. Unfortunately, he doesn't fit the mould, and I guess he's got to go. He's off to the Hornets, and it's farewell to the club captain. Back-to-back player departures here, and it's the young English midfielder Morgan Gibbs-White, who is off to Norwich City, newly promoted into the Premier League. And for £3.7 million, a 19-year-old makes his way over to the Canaries, and unfortunately, we've had to let him go. He's got decent potential, but at the end of the day, you're not Portuguese, so farewell Morgan Gibbs-White. He could have been a club legend. So it is Fiorentina La Viola will be picking up Romain Saiss, the Moroccan centre-back slash CDM. He's kind of a hybrid of both. He'll be off to the Serie A, and we've sold him for a decent amount of money there. 7.6. Sorry, I was overestimating it. The 29-year-old is off to Italy. Farewell, Roman Saiss. And to replace the likes of Morgan Gibbs-White and of course Saiss, we brought in the high potential youngster Florentino. It's another one out of Benfica. We are ripping their youth academy right now. We are bearing the fruits of the Benfica youth academy, and for £12 million, it's honestly a bargain. He's an exciting prospect, and he could develop into a top-class CDM. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the Molineux, Florentino. We took their right back Pereira. It is Leicester to get some revenge. They're going to take Matt Doherty from us, the right wing back. We'll be replacing him, and they've swapped lives. They've swapped position for £12.1 million. The Irishman is off to the King Power Stadium, departing Wolves. And here we have the departure of the player who doesn't decide what nationality he is. Is he Spanish? Is he from Mali? We got no clue, but he is off to Celta Vigo for £9.7 million. We've had to sell him, and it's going to fund something special. It's going to fund a big move that I hope you'll be proud of. We've got it coming up. It's a player arrival, but a player departure has to come first. Adama Traore, thanks for all your time, but you gotta go. And what a statement this signing is. We are sending shockwaves around the footballing world right now because we have signed the golden boy, recently won it in real life, the one, the only, João Felix. We've somehow finessed a deal of £35.2 million to sign the 19-year-old. He has potential to be special, and he will be leading the line for us up top. We've shifted Guedes out to the left, and it will be João Felix in that centre forward striker position. He is going to give us a massive boost this season, and I cannot wait to see him grow to an absolute beast in this rebuild. I'm sure he'll feel just at home here with all his other Portuguese friends, so welcome to Wolves, João Felix. Atletico and Diego Simeone, what were you guys thinking to let this guy go? And that will definitely conclude our summer transfer business there. £147.8 million spent, £47.55 million of profits. We've gotten rid of some dead wood, we've brought in some quality, and I think we still have a few more tricks up our sleeve come January. That is aside going into the first half of Season 1. We'll see you in January. Jose might have a bit of a surprise to show you. Unfortunately, no January business to look forward to. I thought Jose could pull off a few little pre-contract signings, but they didn't come through, and we're going to have to stick with the squad for the rest of the season. So let's go straight to the end of Season 1. And here we are. It's a top 6 finish for Wolverhampton in Season 1. We finish above Manchester United, Arsenal. I believe that is Europa League qualification as well. 70 points isn't a bad tally, and I guess we're going to have to aim for that top 4 for next season. We were knocked out in round 6 of the FA Cup to Leicester City 2-0. And also in the Carabao Cup, we were definitely taught a lesson. 3-0 to Manchester City, knocked out there. And it was also a quick elimination in the Europa League round of 32. Not knocked out against Borussia Mönchengladbach 2-2 on away goals. So that'll bring to a close Jose Mourinho's first stint here at Wolves. Season 1 is done and dusted, and it's a great starting point for success. We go into Season 2 with the main goals of beefing up the squad and pushing up the table for European qualification. We'll have to wait and see, but I feel like the sky is the limit for this Wolves squad. We need to bring in some more Portuguese talent, some more quality, and we have it all to do in our second season. And we kickstart Season 2 off with a bang here with a major upgrade to that left back position. I wanted to bring this player in on a pre-contract last year, but it just didn't work out. Here we have the man coming over from Borussia Dortmund, the 26-year-old Rafael Guerreiro. He's versatile. He can play in the midfield, he can play left mid, and he can also play at left back for £28.8 million. That is a brilliant deal, and it will be starting week in, week out for us. So welcome to the club, Rafael Guerreiro. It's been a long time coming. One of our main goals and objectives this season is to improve our depth, to beef up the squad, and to hire the quality in this side. And for £18.1 million, we've acquired the 21-year-old striker, the hitman from AC Milan, Rafael Leao. He's an exciting prospect, and I think he can do some damage off the bench. He's going to add to our firepower this season, so welcome to the Molyneux, Rafael Leao. And it is yet another depth signing. It will be a backup centre-back, Ruben Vezo. That's right, Jose is on a spree. He is ruthless this summer, and for £16.5 million, the 26-year-old centre-back comes in. There's not too many backup centre-back options right now, so we've called upon Vezo for some more cavalry in our squad, and I think that is a decent little transfer. Our new number 4 will be on the bench. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 signings in a row. That is right, our £24 million bid for Danilo Pereira from Porto was accepted, and the 28-year-old really has never challenged himself outside of Portugal. We've decided to give him a shot in the big leagues in Europe. The 28-year-old is quality, and we need someone to replace the aging and retiring Jose Mourinho at 83 overall. It can definitely do a job for us here at Wolves, so welcome to the club, Mr. Pereira. And here we have probably one of our more low-key signings of this rebuild. For £7 million, we've poached another talent off Porto. It is Diogo Leite. Fun fact, apparently Leite means milk in Portuguese, which I learnt last year of last year's rebuild, and the 21-year-old will join Wolves yet again. He's showing great potential, and yet again he'll be another backup defensive option. Welcome to the club yet again, Diogo Leite. So here we have another kind of low-key signing right now. It is Trincao from Olympique Marseille. He moved throughout this career mode save, and now we've brought him to Wolves. Jose Mourinho is willing to develop his career. The youngster is only 20, and he's 73 overall. He was a star for Portugal at the under-17 Euros a couple of years ago, and now with a cheeky swap deal for Cavaleiro. I know he's a Portuguese player, but we decided to bring in a bit of a younger talent to the squad. He is going to come over to the Portuguese invasion, so welcome to the Wolves, Francisco Trincao. Statements that'll send shockwaves around world football. You know Mourinho loves to make them, and he's only gone and done it again, not only in Season 1, but in Season 2. It is Bruno Fernandes arriving. We've gone for a marquee player, and for £80.5 million, the Portuguese playmaker arrives from Sporting Lisbon. No big club was yet to pounce on him, and we only had to go and do the job. The Portuguese revolution, the Portuguese rebuild has come calling, and Bruno Fernandes has found his rightful home here at the Molyneux Stadium. The Premier League ain't ready. Manchester United unlucky, but Wolverhampton will get the services of Mr. Bruno Fernandes. Welcome to the club. And after an extreme flurry of transfer arrivals, we finally have our first departure of the summer transfer window, and for £6 million, the Brazilian hitman up top, Leo Bonatini, the man who fired Wolves into the Premier League 2 seasons ago, he will be joining Getafe in Spain. It's finally time to say goodbye, so farewell, Leo Bonatini. Here we go. It is back-to-back player departures right here. It is Leander Dendoncker, the Belgian, will be going off to Merseyside for £32.6 million. Everton pick up the 25-year-old. One of our biggest departures yet, and the non-Portuguese clearance continues. We've still got some more work to do in that department. However, that is a very solid transfer fee, and we can bring in a bit more talent to our roster with that amount of money. And it was a transfer that was basically inevitable. We've gone ahead and upgraded that goalkeeper position. Anthony Lopez arrives from Olympique Lyon, and we've scraped the bottom of the transfer barrel. We've utilized every last penny in that transfer budget budget for 45 million. The 29-year-old will arrive. He'll definitely start in that goalkeeper position in between the sticks for this season and for many seasons to come. So welcome to the Portuguese revolution, Anthony Lopez. And finally, Wolves' Mexican goal scorer, a club favourite at the moment in real life. For 18 million, Raul Jimenez finds his way out the club. He is off to join Roma over there in Serie A, 80 overall. He's getting on a bit, and it's finally time to sell him. The Portuguese clearance is nearly complete, and it's the last few pieces to the puzzle that we have into completing the rebuild rules and objectives. For now, it is goodbye, Jimenez. Thank you for all your services. It was greatly appreciated. And we are getting closer and closer to having a full Portuguese club right now. It is Rafa Mir, the Spanish striker. He's heading back home. And for 5.2 million, the 23-year-old Spaniard is out the door, and we just have one more player to sell until we become a full Portuguese club. And the last player we have to sell is Shabani, the German. We're not really going to get that much money out of him. He's only worth 825k, so for convenience's sake, we're just going to release him. It's only going to cost us 329k, so we might as well do it. And now we have a full Portuguese club here at Wolverhampton Wanderers. That is one part of the rebuild challenge done. Now we need to go ahead and get the results and see what is possible here with these lads. And bucket loads of cash was spent this summer. Jose was on a spree, like I said, and it's a record-breaking summer. £229.9 million in, £61.8 million of profits, money and cash flying around everywhere, but we needed to make meets end. And this is our starting 11 this season, despite our injuries. That is kind of the gist of how our starting 11 will look like. Bruno Fernandes slots straight into that center attacker midfield role, an efficient and effective transfer window, so let's hope that translates over to form and results. I'll see you at the end of Season 2. And Season 2 has ended here. We've done what we set out to do, qualified for European football. We've gone one better, and we've qualified for the Champions League, finishing in third, 94 points. In some other iterations of FIFA, that would win you the league, but not in FIFA 20. Man City finish on top with 107 points. They will definitely be a very difficult side to take down in England. However, third place position is very respectable. And in the FA Cup, we're knocked out to Premier League champions Manchester City 3-1 in round 5. And also in the Carabao Cup, it looks like Manchester City are a bit of our bogey team. They're going to give us a bit of a hard time in this rebuild. 4-1, we get eliminated in the quarterfinals. And it looks like it was the red side of Manchester that gave us a difficult time in another cup competition in Europe. In the Europa League, it was a 5-2 aggregate elimination in the quarterfinals again. As Champions League football beckons for next season, we'll take a look at a squad that got us all the way to European qualification. And look at that, Rafael Leao out of nowhere, 28 goals and 2 assists. I didn't expect him to do much, but he was one of our main strikers this year. And then Bruno Fernandes, we all knew he was going to be our marquee man. The captain got 22 goals and 14 assists. That is 36 goal contributions. Diogo Jota, a Wolves original, also doing the job in there with 18 goals and 2 assists. Ruben Neves, wow, what a season from him. The pivot in midfield with 16 goals and 19 assists, a banging season from him. And then Francisco Trincao, we brought him in on a little swap deal. He ended up doing a bit well. His output was 8 goals and 3 assists. Rafael Guerreiro from left back with 6 goals and 5. Ricardo Pereira bagging himself 5 goals and 8 assists from right back. And then João Felix, I was expecting him to do a bit more this season. Looks like Leao and Bruno Fernandes stole a bit of his spotlight there with only 5 goals and 1 assist. Ruben Vezo with 3 goals, and then João Moutinho, he is going down. He might be retiring soon. 3 goals and 4 assists for him, and we'll see how the goalkeepers went. It was Anthony Lopez, our new upgrade, with 19 clean sheets. Mourinho's at the wheel. How good does it feel, Wolves fans? He's brought you European success. We've qualified for the Champions League, and now it's time to go ahead and win some trophies in Season 3. Let's get it underway. Summer transfer window, part 3. Let's get it. And for Season 3, here we've brought in one of the best Portuguese players of all time, one of the GOATs of world football. It is Cristiano Ronaldo. CR7 has come to join us from Juventus for £33 million, now 36. He's 90 overall still. He's managed to maintain that one of the world's best tag. I know he's going to decrease. I know he's going to go down in overall, but we needed Ronaldo here. It was only right. It's a match made in heaven, and surely now the striker will be the captain of this Portuguese revolution. He's going to end off his career here at Wolves and maybe even go out on a Champions League title. Welcome to the club, Cristiano Ronaldo. I still can't believe we brought him in. So it's 2 superstar marquee Portuguese signings to start off Season 3. That is basically our whole entire transfer budget gone. It is a 9-figure deal for the one, the only Bernardo Silva from Manchester City. £115 million we spent on the 26-year-old. He's going to definitely start at that right wing position. 90 overall as well. We're weakening Manchester City, a team that is just dominating domestically. If we bring one of their star men over, surely we can get the one up on them sooner rather than later. So welcome on over to the Portuguese Revolution. Welcome to the Wolves family, Bernardo Silva. In comparison and in contrast to a lot of our other transfer windows, this was a bit of a quieter period. No sales whatsoever, but 2 major investments in Cristiano Ronaldo and Bernardo Silva. £148 million worth of players in. Now that is going to make a world of difference in multiple competitions. The Champions League, the Premier League. We're aiming for glory. At least a trophy this season to tick off the list. That is our starting 11. Ronaldo's already down to an 89. Felix, we've moved him back into that centre forward cam position. And Bernardo Silva will start on the right alongside Guedes down that left hand side. Let's hope we can find some form of glory here in Season 3. And this is how our first ever Champions League group shapes up. We get drawn into Group C alongside Inter, Lokomotiv Moscow and Fenerbahce. So Inter probably the main target in there, but we should be looking to get out of that group. And hey, would you take a look at that? Now at the halfway stage, we passed in flying colours there, undefeated in the group, 16 points, qualified for the round of 16. Inter come along with us, and we're in the round of 16. We've already played the first leg up against Dortmund 1-1, so it'll be interesting to see if we can get to the quarterfinals and make a deep Champions League run. We're about halfway throughout the Premier League season as well, just over halfway in fact, and it is going to go down to the wire alongside Manchester City. We're both on 70 points. Luckily, we stole Bernardo Silva off them in the transfer window, but now we should be able to push on for the Premier League title. I cannot wait to see how that one ends. And now, you won't even believe it, we're up against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final. This is going to be absolutely huge up against Pep Guardiola's men. We made it all the way, beating Aston Villa in the semis. Southampton, we had a pretty easy road to be honest, but hey, we're there. We can only beat the teams in front of us, and it is going to be a chance for silverware at Wembley today. Here we go then. It is our strongest starting 11 to face the citizens at Wembley. Jose is deploying his trusty Portuguese starting 11. Let's see if they can do the job against Pep Guardiola's men. And it is 2-2 on extra time, and it's gone into penalties. 5-4. Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva gets one back against his old club. Alexandro and Sane kept it at 2-2, but we prevailed, and it's 5-4. We didn't bottle it in the penalty shootout. We get our first piece of domestic silverware. The Carabao Cup is coming home to Wolverhampton. And just take a look at who you see has won the Premier League title race. You always knew it was going to be a 2-horse race. Liverpool had an outside chance, but we ended up prevailing in the end. Too strong. The Wolves Portuguese rebuild acquires the Premier League title, and for the first time in history, Wolverhampton Wanderers have won the league. Manchester City 5 points behind. Fair play to them. They were hot on our heels. Scrolling further down the table, a lot of the top sides were in the top 8. It's Huddersfield, Stoke City and Norwich all going back down to the Championship. And over in some other cup competitions, we all know the Carabao Cup success. However, in the semi-finals of the FA Cup at Wembley wasn't the same. We got knocked out 1-0 to Spurs, so unfortunately, we didn't end up making the FA Cup final. So the domestic double is under our belt. Let's take a look and see our Champions League campaign, and it's only gone and ended in a final as well in 2022. We'll take a look at our road, and as we saw before, it was that 1-1 draw that held us on into the final, that crucial away goal that led us to the quarterfinals, I should say, and we ended up beating our fellow English rivals in Manchester United 4-1 on aggregate. We got matched up against PSG in the semis, and it was an El Clasico in the other semi. We edged it 2-1 on aggregate, and there we go. It's the match to end all matches. It's a chance at the treble, and Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Barcelona. What a sight to behold. So in Season 3, we have the chance to finish off the challenge, to complete the rebuild before we get into the Champions League final, which we will play. We'll take a look at the side that we've built here. It has been a ride. It has been a journey. We've gotten most of the Premier League. We've gotten most of the Portuguese heavy hitters, I should say. A few of them missed out, like Gelson Martins. We also have another one that missed out in terms of the right back positionings like Semedo and João Cancelo. William Carvalho was also another worthy mention, but I feel like we got most of the big Portuguese players in here. Bruno Fernandes, João Moutinho is also retiring this year, so it could be a champagne finish for the veteran. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's now at an 88 overall, but at 37, he'll be leading the lads out against Barcelona. Him and Barca do have some history. Also, Jose Mourinho and Barcelona have some history. João Felix, Bernardo Silva, who was a quality investment. And can we send this man off on a high with the Champions League trophy? It'll be Ruben Neves, the captain, and hopefully he'll be able to lift it after tonight, and we can complete the Portuguese rebuild here at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Let's get straight into the Champions League final.
Oh, you came and tucked your way into my heart. Oh, you look at me in ways I never loved. With you I know that this is all, so I don't need to take it slow. If you want me, then I believe that there's a simple remedy. We don't need no miracle, I think we've seen it all, just make the call. I'll come running over. We don't need no miracle, it's unconditional, just make the call, and I'll be yours. I'll come running over. We don't need no miracle, it's unconditional, just make the call, and I'll be yours. Don't need a miracle. Need a We don't need no miracle, I think we've seen it all, just make the call. I'll come running over. We don't need no miracle, it's unconditional, just make the call, and I'll be yours. I'll come running over. We don't need no miracle, it's unconditional, just make the call, and I'll be yours. We don't need a miracle.
They've beaten the top dogs of European football to get to the big dance tonight at the San Siro. It's all going down. The Champions League final. Now it's time for them to perform. The centre-back will move forward, finds it over to Ruben Neves, and now that is a brilliant ball over to João Felix. Recently won the Golden Boy Award. What can he do tonight here at the San Siro? He'll cross it back in for the second time. Ronaldo was there, and Ruben Neves thought about the cheeky shot on the volley, but he'll give it back. And now it is Bruno Fernandes with the try, and it's comfortable for ter Stegen. And here we have Ruben Neves trying to find that killer ball. And now João Felix with a brilliant turnaround. His man, João Felix, has a go. And João Felix will get the first goal for Wolves tonight. He breaks the deadlock. And the number 17 with a bit of individual brilliance tonight. And Milan, it's all going off here for the Wolves fans. He turned Titi like he wasn't even there. Stood still like a statue. And it's powered into that bottom right-hand corner. João Felix with a left foot deadly finish. And it's Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Barca 0. Jose Mourinho cannot contain himself on the sidelines. Barcelona coming on quick. It is Junior Firpo all the way from left back. Now Lionel Messi had a go. It was weak from the Argentine. Oh, Guerrero's giving it away. That is not what we wanted to do. And now it is Antoine Griezmann. Beautiful pressure by Pereira, the makeshift centre-back. Guedes was making the run. Bruno Fernandes couldn't pick him out quick enough. We'll go again. Guedes back into the middle. Guerrero off to Felix, the goal scorer, who'll pass it on to the captain, Ronaldo. CR7 with the armband tonight. Can he be a provider? Back to João Felix again, who'll do the exact same move on him, Titi. And it nearly paid off 2 times in a row. It would have been a carbon copy of our opener. And the number 17 hits it out for a corner. Going to be Bernardo Silva to Ronaldo. Straight into the path of ter Stegen. Diaz all the way up from centre-back. He'll give it off to Neves, who might think about the pop. You know, Ruben Neves had a go. And it troubled ter Stegen. Non-stop action right now as we approach the end of the first half. And will they get the equaliser? It is Pereira to keep it out. High Saj. João Felix with the tackle. Are we allowed one more chance? And look at this. We've got the runner of Gonzalo Guedes. But unfortunately, we didn't get the ball through. And there it is. Half-time in the Champions League final. We are 1-0 up there. Still with the second 45 up to play. Griezmann chests it over to Arthur Melo. And back over to Martial, who's been causing havoc all night. They just haven't had the end product, but now it is Arthur in the box. Another deflection, and Anthony Lopez. He's been caught into action once, and that is a super save from our Portuguese shot stopper in net. Thankfully, he was there because that could have been the equaliser. Barca just keeping hold of possession. We cannot get it off them at the moment. And Messi gives it off to Griezmann. Griezmann, what a tackle from Ruben Diaz. But Griezmann with another tackle, and it's blocked by Ruben Diaz again. Martial over to Ricardo Pereira. Now, João Felix with a lovely ball. Bernardo Silva really hasn't shown up tonight, but it's the last 10 minutes that counts right now. He'll cut it back. And he finds João Felix. No, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Himself into a little hole, but there is Leon Bailey off the bench. Back to Griezmann. Bailey again. The Jamaican lurking. And now Arthur Melo. Like I said, they're keeping the ball so well. Back into the middle. They're going at it right now. Are they going to get an equaliser? Right before the whistle. And what a save at the near post, Anthony Lopez. 90th minute corner for Barca. Are they going to do it? Junior Firpo hits the side netting. And that will be that. João Felix's goal in the first half is the goal to separate both sides. Disappointing performances from Ronaldo and Bernardo Silva, but it doesn't matter. We got the goal, and it's all that matters in the end. Barcelona tried to force the issue the entire rest of the match and couldn't get past our rock-solid defense and Anthony Lopez with a few crucial saves. What a final. We got the job done. It wasn't pretty, but Jose Mourinho, that is a classic Jose Mourinho performance, if I do say so myself. The one goal, they parked the bus, they did what they needed to do, and they've gotten the Champions League trophy tonight. It'll be Cristiano Ronaldo with another Champions League to add to his name here at Wolverhampton Wanderers now. What a rebuild. What a video, guys. If you did go ahead and enjoy, please make sure to smack our like button down below. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications as well for more FIFA 20 career mode content on the channel. Make sure to comment down below as well. What rebuild challenge should we do next as CR7 gets his hands on the Holy Grail? I've been Messi HD. Hopefully you had a wonderful day. I'll catch you all on the very next video.